97.3 Citi FM. Relevant radio, always.
Mepacho ye bridge na say inti na ye use boat no.
Oh, okay. Say how many weeks now?
Be say 2 weeks and be 2 weeks any.
A whole lot of school children were cut off from going to school. Some were left at home, they could not go to school. Transport, since this was the only route that linked us to Amastama, where our women do go and trade and other central places.
Well, we are here at the banks of a river that basically separates two communities within the Gan West Municipal Assembly of the Greater Accra region. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we received distress calls from residents who had reported that the bridge that links the western part of this township to the southern part apparently had collapsed. And if you can see behind me, you can see some travelers or community people coming out of a dinghy, if you like, which apparently is run by the Ghana military, because the bridge that used to get them across the river no longer works. And you can also see, a number of people who had lined up in life jackets waiting to be ferried across this particular river because the bridge no longer, works. We'll be talking to some of the people who are ready to move. Hello, Mama, it's saying.
Mepacho boko.
Intizia ukoin.
Mepacho me kwa Ashalaja.
Uko Ashalaja. U free him fana uko Ashalaja.
Mepacho me kwa Accra na me besi Kofi.
Oh, okay. Nti yedin say mbenya ka ade na mu ba be use boat no.
Mepacho ye bridge na say inti na ye use boat no.
Oh, okay. Say how many weeks now?
Be say 2 weeks and be 2 weeks any.
Oh, okay. Nti sisia no aban no mu ye den fa bridge no.
Sesi ade nya hohwe nti na afi na yenso ne yehwe de nyame be nti esra ba ne se oron so be ba na obeboa yen me de akos
u free na wo coin
me ko Ashalaja me ko nsanwam
u ko yede won
me ko hospital
nti u free Ashalaja na u ko hospital won so aden hospital ni mu kro hon
ebi wa ha ebi ni ho
ebi ni
afi ne bi aba ho de ne nso ye ko ho dada nti ne wa na ye ko.
Oh, I think they all no mumpe on.
Oh, first na midwife ni ho afi na ebi aba ho nti ye ko amasa ensam.
Oh, okay. Nti, baby no only sense.
Onya 6 months.
Nti bridge no sisi a omo anye. Nti 9 months no dura. Ube dey call hospital. Ube call labor or hospital ho na ube call nsaw.
Me call nsaw.
Ade na bridge ni ho.
This me time ya so me koda o. Me koda hospital ko fi se me time me wo. Ndi yesra baya so yesra na o me e bridge ni ma na ese de ye bele. Edura no pakola udru ha. Enipa nyansem ketewa. Ene se ye fa kwan bi wa ha. Enye bad. Kwan nye. Nti yesra baya o me dum yen. No me ye kwan na ma ye.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah, mobo.
Okay, so it's not very often that you meet a husband and wife who are teachers. They teach in different schools, and this is their journey every day. Tell us your name.
I'm Franklin Hula.
And you are?
I'm Bridget Takba.
How long have you been married?
4 years.
4 years, I see. So Franklin, where do you teach?
I teach at Obakroa.
Obakroa, basic.
Yeah.
And Bridget, where do you teach?
Ashalaja, I mean basic.
And where do you live?
Amasaman.
You live at Amasaman?
Yeah.
Describe your journey from Amasaman to Ashalaja or Obakroa.
Okay. When the bridge was in good condition, we used motorbike from Amasaman. When she alights at Ashalaja, then I continue to...
You put your wife on the motorbike?
Yes, please.
She sits behind you?
Yes, please. But now, because the bridge is collapsed, we park the motorbike at this end. Then we sit in the speedboats. When we cross to the other side, we pick another car there or motorbike. I've been teaching for 11 years. She has been teaching for 10 years now.
10 years. How is it like? Tell me about your job.
Well, it's not easy. It's not easy handling these children. I have 70 kids in my class at the moment, and it's not easy.
What
One
class?
person.
70 kids?
Yes,
What
class 3.
Class 3?
Yes.
70?
70.
How many do you teach?
I teach at the JHS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How much are you paid?
Well, the gross is about 1,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you have any kids yet?
Not yet.
We are taking the very risky decision of sitting on a dinghy, a military-run dinghy, to cross the Densu to the pass that takes us to Ashalaja and the other places. I just spoke to 2 teachers, husband and wife, who do this daily. This is just once in a lifetime for us. And I see a baby. So can we come down? Is it our turn?
Are we ready to go?
Please pray for us, okay? We'll be back soon.
We'll be back soon.
Yes.
So we are now moving towards the banks of the river and then descending into the dinghy. It's a particularly risky thing. The steps not properly laid out. Oh, so okay, so
Squat inside like I do number 2.
exactly.
Philip.
So here we are.
So people who live in places to the Aikaindo Blow, people who live at Obeyeye and all Ashalaja, they come to this site to cross the Densu because there was a bridge, and apparently a couple of weeks ago the bridge collapsed in the night around 1 a.m. So actually some people said they were coming back from work and they heard that the bridge had collapsed. Now, without crossing this bridge, if you didn't want to risk using the canoe, then you would have to go through some very, very complicated places. So it's either you risk crossing this bridge to get to work or get to the market, or you spend maybe another 2.5 hours or 3 hours. As you know, this connects, the water comes from Insawam side and moves all the way to Weja. So this is the fabled Densu River, and there are hundreds of communities here. Very, very bad roads. And from the people we've spoken to, this is a daily chore. They're saying that luckily for them, the military, on the night they heard of the issue, from the 48th Engineers Regiment from Teshin, they brought a vehicle, they brought a dinghy, and they brought these life jackets. And they do this from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 p.m. So that's the daily ritual. Without these guys, they would have to use these very unprotected canoes. And you know how risky it is. But it just tells you that when we talk of the concept of overseas, we always think of Afram plains and stuff. But this is Accra. This is Gan West. You get me? So this is not like any village. So it tells you that the urban issues are very serious. And as we're driving, you could see the bad roads, you could see the sun-winning trucks, and you could see how unplanned some of the structures were. It's a very interesting dynamic we have here. What's your name?
I'm Mary.
And where do you live?
Ashalaja.
So you also come to school in Aikaindo?
Yeah.
What form are you? Form 2.
Yeah.
When the bridge collapsed first, do you remember how it happened? And the first day you came here?
Okay, it was risky, and people were around here, and it was very dangerous. It was very dangerous.
To cross without this?
Yeah, it was very dangerous because we can't use this one. This one too, it was very risky.
You can't use the canoe.
Yeah.
So we've just crossed. So which part of the town are we? Which towns are here beyond the river coming from Aikaindo Blue? Where are we?
Now, we are now in the Gan South Municipal,
Okay.
and the immediate town that you have around is Ashalaja.
Ashalaja.
Yeah, that's the Ashalaja electoral area, and it comprises about 5 electoral stations.
Okay.
We have Kwame Anu,
Kwame
Krakoshe,
Krokoshe,
Obakwa,
Obakwa,
Posuafese.
Posuafise.
Yeah, that is. Then Avonyo.
Are these places in Accra?
These are places
This
in
is
Accra,
Gas South.
and they all have. Some of them have schools. For instance, Ashalaja have a school. Avonyo has a school.
Wow.
Obakwa also has a school there. So in fact, all these towns are within the Ashalaja electoral area. Then from there we have the boundaries of the Danchagbemumu and then the Hobo electoral area. Exactly.
And Hobo.
Electoral area. So from there we have Domiabra. From Domiabra you go to Amuzukope. Then you are heading towards Kaswa.
So these people, some of them work in Accra.
A lot of them. A lot of them. So from here to when you take the other aspects from Domiabra and this and how do you call it, Obakwa, you go to Hobo. Then from Hobo, then you get to Junction. From Junction you go to Obom. Obom, then Kwesinyako, then Kojo Ashon. Then you be heading towards Amasama. So there are 2 routes. Either you take this by the right to Amasama, or by the left to Kaswa.
The people who are using the dinghy, we are seeing them moving. What kind of people? Are they teachers? What kind of people?
Teachers, workers, school children, almost everybody that you know that exists in this our nation. We have some around.
So lots of people live here.
A lot of them.
And when we go to this side, the towns are
Aikandoblo. When you go straight from Aikandoblo, you go to Obeyeye.
Okay.
Then from Obeyeye, then you are heading towards Abiansi to Amasama. But on your left, they mean that you are taking that from Doblo to Aklaman. Then from Aklaman, then you are going to Kusibiade, then Yaoma. Then you are heading towards Kujeshon, back to Hobo as I've just given the first direction.
In the Greater Accra region?
In the Greater Accra region. Oh, in the Greater Accra region. Because this is the Gan West and then this is the Gan South.
What have they told you about this bridge and when it will be fixed? Because we've seen a construction company here. Have they started work?
Yeah. It was yesterday actually that they started mobilizing, and I had chance to talk with the engineer. He told me that they will start work today, but actually the time of completion, he has not been able to indicate anything of that sort.
If this bridge is not fixed, it will mean that it's literally impossible for people to go to work. It has to be fixed.
Seriously, and as at now you can see the water level is coming down. Formerly it was up here, or where we were standing, there was water all over. So the dinghies carry the people
all the way
this way to where that this thing is, how they call it, covered. That is where formerly we were landing.
Wow. So it was a more serious,
very good through this route, but then it was very high. Very, very high. So as it's getting down, So it may come to a time when we don't have enough water coming from in some areas. It will become very shallow that perhaps we can even cross with
But in the rainy season when the water is high,
you can't. The bridge was only 17S.
Wow.
Okay, we have come to the site of the contractors working to restore the bridge that collapsed here, connecting the western parts of the West Municipal Assembly.
It's actually an interesting place. We are in between Ga West and Ga South.
Okay.
So where we are standing is Ga West.
Okay.
Across the bridge is Ga South.
Okay.
And the Densu River is what connects the two places. So behind you, the river comes from Insawam, and behind me it goes to Weija.
Okay.
So a couple of weeks ago, around 1 a.m., there was a rainfall and there was a major truck, because as you know, the major activity here at Ga West is sand winning. So a truck was crossing the bridge and fell into the river and collapsed the bridge with chippings. So this is where we are. People live in Ga West who work in Ga South. People live in Ga South who work in Ga East. If you go further down, you're going to Kaswa. So it's a very interesting confluence of issues. Road issues, economic issues, infrastructural issues, lifestyle issues.
Health issues as well.
As well, because people live here and work in Accra.
That's right.
If you look at the quality, we're in a 4-wheel drive and it was a bumpy drive. So, I mean, we have a lot of things to do, but I need to commend the locals here, the assembly, the guys who took us around, very hardworking, very concerned. The 48 Engineers Regiment guys, incredible. We are told that the water level was way higher 3 weeks ago. So the crossing we did was like a very shallow version of what people did 2 weeks ago to get to work. And we met a teacher couple who were just incredible. So from the bridge that used to connect Ga South to Ga West, my name is Bernard Avle and this is Richard, the last guy.